All right, we are here with Raveena. Raveena, I always tell people that you are in my floating between top 10 and top 17 top people ever.
I need to know what your definition of floating is, though, because why am I floating?
Well, sometimes we're chatting a lot. Sometimes I never hear from you. I don't get a text message from you. Now, does that offend you that you that you're floating? But I've told you this for a very long time.
I know.
Does this offend you?
No, it doesn't offend me. I'm just curious.
You're curious why it's floating.
Yes.
Well, also other people are floating because sometimes you might be like really tight with somebody.
Yeah.
And then, you know, things change, circumstances change. They might meet somebody and then you might not hear from them.
True.
I'm sure you've had friends where like they meet somebody new.
Yeah.
And then you never hear from them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
it happens a lot.
How do you feel about that? Like when you
I feel like you have to like try hard to not be offended by that. Like I feel like it's more of an effort to be offended than to not, I guess. That's a better way to put it. Just because it's like, you have to accept that people are gonna be moving, like they have different priorities, they have different like free time for that certain person versus their friend group. Like, you just have to be understanding of that. And if you're not, I feel like that's like an immature way of thinking. You just have to be like, yeah, that's life. Like, I feel like I'm saying this now, like the older I get, the more it's easier to understand. When you're younger, just like, oh my God, all she does is like hang out with her boyfriend and she doesn't have time for her friends, and you get so mad about that. But at that time we're like going out, drinking, partying, seeing each other like 5 times a week. And then when it all of a sudden changes, you're just like, what the hell? Like, but as you get older, it's like, whatever. It's like, that's life.
do you think as you're getting older that you don't have to, like, I feel like the effort, you know, it's because some people get busier, like maybe people are having kids or whatnot, is that maybe people are not putting as much effort as they used to? And people don't care as much as anymore.
It's prioritizing. It's prioritizing. It's like, it's not that they don't want to put in the effort. That's not really high on their list anymore.
Right.
Which I think is fair.
So we had this conversation like a little bit earlier while you were moderating my keynote about WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Now, do you think that there is a parallel correlation between your WhatsApp groups and the activity around your WhatsApp groups and how strong of a friendship you are? Meaning, is your WhatsApp groups a indication of how tight you are with somebody?
Yes, I 100% agree with that, for sure. Because you can have WhatsApp groups or even iMessage groups catered for specific things like a bachelor party, a birthday thing, an organization, something, which can be active, but for a very short period of time, versus the group chats that are always active. Like always active, no matter what. You're either talking to them, if not every day, every second day.
So isn't it sad that if you are not in an iMessage or WhatsApp group with somebody, unfortunately, this is what happens, is that perhaps that friendship dies a little bit.
A little bit. Unless you do have a one-on-one texting relationship, I feel like group chats are where things are at. Like, even if you want to talk to somebody that's like directed towards specifically that one person in your group chat, I feel like more times than not, people are like, I'll just throw it in the group chat because it's easier to tell that one person and then it relays the information to everybody, even if it doesn't pertain to the other few people.
What are some key things that you'll notice when a group chat is dead? Like it's a dead body. What are the key signs of a dead group chat? Well,
when I feel the need to mute the group chat, if I feel like it's dead because of things that are very like wishing happy birthday. Like it's a birthday group chat. Nobody ever talks about anything minus a birthday wish, or if it's like sending a meme or something that doesn't have anything to do with anything.
So once you're into happy birthday group chat, that means your group chat is dead.
Dead. Dead. Because there's nothing else going on.
I have lots of group chats that are in the happy birthday phase.
I have a handful too, where I'm like, what is happening? Why is this?
Or just memes.
Or just memes, yeah. Or like, you know how like our parents' generation have all the like videos, the weird things that they like forward to everybody.
Uncle group chat.
The uncle group chats, I feel like are trickling into like millennials, Gen X like group chats right now.
Now, I'm not in any uncle group chats other than being an uncle myself and being with other uncles.
Then you are in an uncle group chat.
You're right. But a pure play uncle group chat, would that be like, what would a pure play uncle group chat be? I haven't been in one. Is it just memes?
Yes.
Indian,
no, there's no words, there's no comments, nothing. It's just videos, memes, video memes, maybe an LOL here and there, but it's like just photos, videos.
So what have you learned by observing uncle group chat, like, or auntie group chat? Like, what's going on there? I'm not in it.
You know
so I'm not
what?
missing
I don't know enough, but I only know some from like what my mom or my dad will forward to me, and to the point where I was like, I had to say, please stop forwarding these to me.
Yes.
And then it was a group chat with my parents and myself. It was just like going and going and going. I was like, please stop sending me these videos. I do not care. And then my dad went and deleted all of them from the group. He like physically went and deleted them all.
I sometimes text Sonia because her dad, I think, has like a uncle group chat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when I know there's something very catered to uncle group chat, I'm like, Sonia, can you just send this to uncle group chat? And she'll send it. But your parents,
Yeah.
shout out to Raveena Jolly. Your parents.
Everyone
are the
loves
coolest.
my dad. Everyone
Your
loves
dad
my
is
dad.
the coolest. He's like a.
You
I feel
and
like
Fahad have a man crush on my dad.
no,
It's
I
the
feel
weirdest
like,
thing.
I feel like your dad was like in like a. He must have been like rolling with like Biggie and Tupac. Like, you know what I mean? He has like a vibe.
No.
He has like a cool, very cool vibe. I think it's because he kind of has like a I don't give a F kind of vibe. Like he's like, yeah, you know, he's very
Yeah,
cool.
that's true.
And
That's
he's got a
true.
tattoo.
He has one tattoo.
Yes.
It's an ohm. It's not even gangster. It's just an ohm.
No, but your dad is pretty cool.
And I think also because he's bald, people
He's
feel like
young.
he's cool. Like, yeah.
So-
I'm not saying he's not. My dad is cool.
Yeah.
Like for his age, he's pretty like cool, active. I mean, both my parents are. So
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So I want to ask you quickly because we had a clubhouse on like the future of beauty, and it was awesome. Like we had a really great conversation.
Yeah, I love that clubhouse.
And where do you think the world of sort of hair is going? Let's talk about hair to start. Like where do you think that's going?
Well, a lot of things, I mean, maybe not client perspective, but like my industry perspective is everything's very digital right now. It's like
What do you mean? How is hair
like
digital?
learning. So in my industry, there's a lot of advanced learning, a lot of seminars that you can take, classes you can take. A lot of those have been in person prior to COVID. So now everything is digital, it's more accessible. And even now that we're coming to the other side of COVID, people are still doing that because they realize how accessible it is. Like someone from maybe Europe, from Texas, can teach someone here in Canada, but we don't have to physically be there, fly, pay money to like stay in a hotel, get the flight, pay
Right.
for the class. Like I feel like that's kind of where it's going right now.
So
Very
like
digital.
master classes around hair.
Yep.
And so the streets
Online, yep.
streets are wondering
Yep.
when is Raveena Jolly going to launch and announce her master class?
I am actually working on one.
Is this
for
an
hair.
exclusive for
For
whatever
hair.
this is?
Yeah, this is a Shawn Kanongo exclusive. No,
Wow.
just kidding. I haven't like worked anything out. I used to work for a big company and I created a class for them, but that company was kind of very like just about the brand. They weren't really about innovation and disruption like what you always talk about. They're very like buy the book, follow the straight line. That's all we're doing. So I didn't really like the way that was going. I wanted to be like advanced digital, like go with the next step. But I kind of realized also now that I work for myself that you kind of have to create these things for yourself. You
Yes.
can't rely on anybody else to do this. You can't be a part of a brand. You can't be a branch of a brand. You have to do it yourself. So I am actually working on
I love that.
finishing a class that I can host for stylists. And because we're coming out of COVID, I want it to be in person. Just because
Absolutely.
We have been
what do you
so
mean?
digital.
What do you mean? I thought you mean like, but
No.
content. But you're gonna create content out of it.
oh yeah. Like I want to like
I have a
create an
vision.
in-person hands-on class for stylists. I want to film it. I want photos.
I'm-
something that
I'm
I can
seeing
do
it.
in person, but also digital. I think my priority is in person, but
On
that's a bit of both.
Masterclass, do they have like a hair, like the Masterclass, like with Gordon Ramsay, that company?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Anyways,
yes.
doesn't
Yes,
matter.
yes.
But I
Oh, know
haven't
what you're talking
seen,
about.
maybe because
Yes.
I'm not in this space, but
Yeah.
But I haven't seen like a hair masterclass.
I don't think I have either. I think there are makeup ones, like with
I could
like
just see it.
famous makeup artists, but I actually don't think about hair because there is a platform called Behind the Chair. They're the biggest platform for hair and everything like that. They have BTC University, so Behind the Chair University. That's the biggest platform for online education.
That
right
would be
now.
amazing. Mo, I'm looking at you, by the way. Mo, wouldn't that be amazing? Like a hair masterclass? Wouldn't that be amazing to shoot? I can see him like enjoying that.
I'm not mic'd up, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who's a disruptor sort of in the beauty space that you have following, you love? Like, tell me what's a company that you love and why? Why are they disruptors?
So I think actually Schwarzkopf. So Schwarzkopf
Yes.
is a line that I actually use at work, and I love, 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 love everything that they do. They're very present on social media, so I think that's a big thing. And they are always either on trend or ahead of the next trend that's coming.
Yeah.
So they have lots of like brand ambassadors or social media influencers, like whatever you want to call it, that are always also interacting with other people. So like even if they're like commenting on people's posts that use Schwarzkopf, that use the hashtags, like they're always engaging and listening. So like if we're saying, oh, I need this product for this problem that I have, what's a solution? They're like, okay, we're gonna work on creating something like that. Like they're very catering to the clientele stylist wise. So I feel
Right.
like they're a great company overall.
What do you think? What do you think guys should be? Because I feel like, because now I'm in this space and I'm obviously in a bubble because I see the fucking evolution of guys
Yeah.
focusing on skincare, hair care, grooming care.
Yeah.
What do you think guys should be starting with? Like, how could guys sort of get into this space? Like, what do you think? What's your advice?
Well, I feel like skincare is the best kind of first step to take, because it's not like a lot of men that are maybe heterosexual men are afraid of being like feminine, where skincare is kind of the best step that they can take, that they can feel like, oh, I'm still masculine and I can take care of my skin, and start there. And then they'll feel a little bit more comfortable, say if it comes to like makeup, concealer, things to hide blemishes. Like you have to start somewhere, because it's not, you can't just like snap your fingers and be like, yeah, everyone's okay with masculinity, femininity. Like not everyone's okay with that, which is everything we're working on right now as like a global community, but they have to start somewhere. I feel like skincare is like the most gender neutral kind of
Yeah.
step, I would say.
Well, most guys that I know, they just use like a Dove bar. And
Yeah,
they just
disgusting.
They only use a Dove bar. They
Yeah.
just like rub their
They're
face
like
with
body, face, hair, done. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh God, it's so gross.
Yeah, that's why I think there's a big opportunity for guys to, dive into skincare and just learn. Like, there's so much. Like, I feel like the ecosystem for women it's just like, it's saturated, it's exponential.
Women are so far beyond where men are, like in that industry, skincare, makeup. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
And what are you seeing that's interesting around guys, even in your business when it comes to hair? Are guys like more particular about their hair? Are they going in even more often to get a haircut? Like, what's going on with guys? And
They're more particular now than they were before. I think because of the element of COVID and not having that accessibility to go for haircuts as often. Now that they are back into a normal routine, they want to come in more often. They want to be like on a schedule. They want to take care. They want to know what products they need to use, how to even blow dry, how to wash. Like they're trying to navigate into a way where they can use better products for their hair, use better products for their face. Like instead of just picking up a bar of soap, they want to be like, hey, I need to use something better because my hair feels like crap all the time. Whatever you use at the salon is great. Maybe I should use that. And it's like, yes, that's the best like solution to fix your problems, like grooming wise.
Now, my last question is really around content, because you're becoming so dangerous around content now. I see
content.
it. I see the TikToks coming.
Yeah.
You've been the IG game has been very, very strong for
Instagram
many
has been
years.
Good lately.
And you're getting it, like, tell me about what your approach to content's all about.
I feel like this year my focus has been content. Like I want to pull out the best content and post the best things that I can. So I upgraded from my phone to a professional camera.
Okay.
That's been like game changer for me, like game changer. And I feel like I'm just always thinking of the next step. Like I always am, like my phone has like so many different notes of ideas of what I can shoot for TikTok versus Instagram, because those are two very different things. Like what I can shoot for video content, what I can shoot for pictures.
Yeah.
What I can do that's like hair related but non-hair related. Like I don't know if you saw on my Instagram, we did the whisper challenge with the girls at the salon, but we made it like pretty hair related. Like I hadn't seen that before, so I was like, we're doing this. Like
Love it.
everyone was like, well, our schedules don't. I'm like, no, we're finding a Saturday. Let's do this. We need to be like one of the best in Edmonton. What can we do to step above all the other salons?
Yeah.
In a positive way.
So what are we going to be expecting from you when it comes to content? Like way more video? You're going to be way more.
Yes, my content going forward for video is I want to be very educational, because educational posts are what gets reposted on the big platforms. So my goal this year is to be reposted on one of the bigger platforms like Behind the Chair. So that's why my content is very like catered towards what they like. So for example, in those Clubhouse rooms that I used to listen to when it was popping.
You're like, you used to listen to. It was
couple
like
months ago.
2 months ago.
I was following all the like marketing directors and the owners of Behind the Chair, and I took every single note that they were giving all of us, which is great free marketing for us.
Yeah.
I took every single note, and that's how I've switched my perspective of creating content, posting content, taking content, and they have been noticing. I get a lot of likes and engagement from them. They sent me a PR box, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You're a beast. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. What is your advice for somebody who's like, last question, what do you think what's your advice for somebody who's in the hair game that wants to start sort of getting into content? Should they get a really nice camera? Should they get a really nice editing software?
No, you don't absolutely need a camera. I feel like I've been in the game now 7 years, and now that's when I'm getting something professional. My biggest advice.
But don't you feel like the game has become more sophisticated? The advice of giving somebody just an iPhone, it's like, that's like bad advice now.
No, because even at the salon, the owner of the salon, Stacy, she actually created a class for hairstylists, photography for hairstylists, specifically just for that, how to take pictures with your phone, and we got a professional photographer to give us the tricks for that. So I think your phone is actually fine to use.
Okay.
There are tricks, and there's so many things you can learn about that. I would say the biggest thing going into, if you're new in this industry, is take a picture of everything. Don't miss an opportunity. Take a photo, video of everything. So your process goes a long way, like from start to finish. I feel like the days that I don't do that, I'm missing out on all this content that I could have had. That's my biggest thing, is like
take a picture of everything.
Everything. Every single thing you're doing, take a picture of or video of. That's what people love to see.
Take a picture of everything.
Everything. Yeah.
I love that, because you know what? If you didn't take a picture, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Pixar didn't happen.
And that's why we did this video. Well, thank you so much. I don't know where this is going, but this is going everywhere.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming. It was fun.
Thanks for having me. Love it.
How was that? I'm sure it looks sick. Do you want to see what it looks like? It's ready already.
Wow.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I bet the next video is going to be even better. So hit subscribe and we'll chat in the comments.